Okay, good morning everyone. So now we're going to continue our lesson into chapter 9, lesson 6, integration by trigonometric substitution. Yeah, so review a bit. So far we have learned the technique. The first one is algebraic substitution method, and then the second one is integration by parts. And then the third one is we also learn about integrating special power of trigonometric function. And then this is the fourth one. The fourth one is integration by trigonometric substitution. So the first method we have algebraic substitution method. For this fourth one we have trigonometric substitution method. Yeah. So basically the objective of the lesson is to rationalize an integrand containing the square root of a quadratic binomial by using trigonometric substitution, then perform the integration. Yeah, so basically it's not just square root but also any composite function with integrand of quadratic binomial. So what is quadratic binomial? There are three forms of quadratic binomials. Yeah, the first one is constant square minus x square variable. The second one is a square plus x square. And then the last one is x square minus a square. So there are only three types of quadratic binomials that we will learn on this lesson. It's either constant square minus x square, for example, 4 minus x square, and then a square plus x square, for example, x square plus 9. And then the last one is x square minus a square, for example, x square minus 1. Yeah. So the trigonometric substitution that we are gonna use is if the form appears to be a square minus x square, then the substitution that we use is x equals to a sine theta. Yeah, a sine theta. If it is a square plus x square, then it is x equals a tangent theta. And then if it's x square minus x square, then it's x square equals a secant theta. And I will explain to you why for the first one x sine, for the second one is tangent, and the third one it's secant by the example. Okay, so first let me give you the first example. The first example is on your book, page 455. Open your book, page 455. Page 455. Yeah. The first example is integral. We need to find the integral of square root of 25 minus x squared dx. Okay. Now, in this case, is it the first one, the second one, or the third one? Of course, it's the first one, yeah, because it's a square minus x squared. It's 25 minus x squared. Yeah. So it means that the assumption that you need to make is x equals to the a is 5 sine theta. Yeah, it means that if we derive, then the x is equal to 5 cosine theta. Yeah. So if I continue, then the result of this one is equal to square root of 25 minus x square. X square is 25 sine square theta, yeah. And then the dx is equal to 5 cosine theta. Okay. So then it's equal to integral of, I can factor the 25, and this will be 1 minus sine square theta, 5 cos theta, d theta. Okay. Now this is why for a square minus x square we use sine. Yeah, because look at here, because then this will be cosine square theta, right? So the idea of using sine for the first one is so that we can factor it into a square 1 minus sine square theta, which this is equal to cosine square theta. Okay? And then if it's tangent, I'll just discuss it right away. If it's tangent, then you will have a square in parentheses 1 plus tangent square theta, right? And you know that 1 plus tangent square theta is equal to secant square theta. And the last one, x square minus a square, then it will be a square secant square x minus 1. Okay, let me continue. So the first one use sine square because 1 minus sine square is equals cosine square theta. Yeah, so let me repeat. Sorry for the technical difficulties. So the first one we use sine theta because 1 minus sine square theta is equal to cosine square theta. The second one we use tangent because 1 plus tangent square theta equals to secant square theta. And the first one is secant because secant square x minus 1 is secant square theta. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be theta. Okay, I hope you understand why it's like that. So let me continue to here. So then it's equal to integral of 5 times cosine theta, yeah? Because it's being square root. 25 being square root is 5. Cosine square theta being square is cos theta. Times 5 cos theta d theta. So it's equal to 25 integral of cosine square theta d theta. This is why I teach you integrating special power of trigonometric function first before teaching you trigonometric substitution method, because you're gonna need that technique to solve the integrand. Yeah, you're gonna need to integrate special power to completely finish integrating trigonometric substitution method. So we have cosine even power, so it's equal to 25. We change it into half 1 plus cos 2 theta, ya. 1 plus cos 2 theta. Okay, so it's equal to 25 over 2. Then we have theta plus half sine 2 theta. So that's all. That's the result of the integral. But right now, we still have it in terms of theta, yeah. The original problem is in terms of x, right? So we need to change it. So how do we change it? We use this assumption, yeah. If x equals 5 sine theta, then sine theta is equal to x over 5, right? So it means that if we create a triangle with this is theta, then this will be x, this will be 5, and this will be square root of 25 minus x squared. Okay. So I need to change it into 25 over 5. Theta, then the theta is equal to sine inverse x over 5. And then half sine theta is changed into half times 2 sine theta cos theta. Cancel. Yeah. So it's equal to 25 over 5 sine inverse x over 5 plus sine theta is x over 5, cosine theta is square root of x squared, 25 x squared, 25 minus x squared, sorry, I got distracted, x squared over 5. Yeah, and if we substitute, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be 2, yeah, not 5. So if we substitute, if we distribute, then it will be 25 over 2 sine inverse x over 5 plus half x square root of 25 minus x squared plus c. So that's how you do the technique of trigonometric substitution method. Yeah. Now let me give you one more example. You can look at example 1. You can look at example 2 by yourself. It's pretty simple, so I'm not going to discuss example 2. But I want to discuss example 1 right now. Yeah. So please look at example 2 by yourself and try to understand it. So the first example is using sine. The second example that I'm going to give you today from example 1 is using secant. Yeah. The problem is example 1 from your book. The problem is integral of dx over square root of x squared minus 9. Okay. So this is x squared minus 9. So then we use the assumption x equals to 3 secant theta because 9 is 3 squared. Yeah. So then the dx is equal to 3 secant theta tangent theta d theta. Yeah. Okay. So this will be equal to dx is equal to 3 secant theta tangent theta d theta over square root of x squared is 9 secant square theta minus 9. Look, this one is already like, it's this one, right? It's basically this one, right? Yeah, so I hope you understand. And if you forget the assumption, you can think of it, the trigonometric function that should be used. Okay, so continue. So it's equal to 3 secant theta tangent theta, and this will be equal to 9 tangent square theta being square root, right? Because 9 in parentheses secant square theta minus 1, which is tangent square theta. So 9 tangent square theta. So actually it's equal to 3 tangent theta d theta. Okay. So if I cancel. So the result is equal to secant theta d theta. And you know the integral of secant theta is equal to ln secant theta plus tangent theta. And then put it back. Secant x over 3, so this is x, this is secant is 1 over 4, so this is 3, this will be x squared minus 9. Yeah, so the result is ln secant is x over 3 plus tangent is square root of x squared minus 9 over 3. Yeah, so if we simplify, then it's equal to ln x plus square root of x squared minus 9 over 3, and then we can separate it into ln x plus square root of x squared minus 9 minus ln 3 plus c, and this can be combined as a constant, so the final result will be ln x plus square root of x squared minus 9 plus c. Yeah. So that's how you do trigonometric substitution method. Yeah. So I hope you understand the lesson. So basically, you use this method when you have a inside function, a composite function, when the inside function is a quadratic binomial, either a square minus x squared, a square plus x squared, or x squared minus a squared. And this is the trigonometric substitution that you need to use as the assumption. Okay, I hope you understand today's lesson. That's all for today. Thank you.